Hello my dear Scorpio, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between April 1st and April 15, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I have put astrological information for the month of April in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se, where you can also find and buy all the decks I'm using in this video. There is a subscription service up on my webpage that you can take part of if you want to learn more about spiritual growth, yoga and tarot. So I used the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquise and illustrated by Scott Murphy, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, Scorpio, when I open your deck here, I see 10 of Pentacles and 9 of Wands. So it seems like you are defensive about something that you have, something that you own, or some kind of peace of mind that you have been able to obtain, or a certain relationship, job, something that you are very protective of. Okay, so I pull the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Queen of Cups with the 9 of Wands. So I'm thinking it's your inner peace that you want to maintain by keeping this outer circumstance alive. So it might be something threatening on the outside of you, like maybe there's some demands on you, some responsibility you need to face, or some situation similar to this that you are faced with. And you are getting into a position of being defensive. Okay. Queen of Cups can also be a Cancer, Scorpio, or another Scorpio or a Pisces in your life. It doesn't have to be you, but if you have it mirrored in your life, you probably have it inside of yourself also. Or it's kind of, it's like this. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have the Queen of Pentacles with the 9 of Wands. So Queen of Pentacles is usually Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus, but it might be any person. Again, we saw the 10 of coins, so it's a place of value. It's a place of value. It's a feminine place, like it's queens, earth and water, so it's the feminine queens also. The feminine queens, it kind of means that there's some kind of the masculine queens, they are more like doers. They are these are owners. Okay, they own something. So Queen of Cups owns the waters. You can't really own fire or air, and Queen of Earth, she owns earth. So it's something that you have. It's a resource that you have. It might be a person in your life providing you with nourishment and love, and it might be also you are giving this to someone, but now you feel like you need to put up a boundary. So towards an outside threat. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords. Okay, so this is the masculine elements of the hermit, kind of when you go alone, bleed alone, the lonesome hero on the lonesome road. So it's the kind of the opposite of these queens, what we saw. So I'm thinking this is what you are protecting yourself against, some kind of masculine idea. It doesn't have to be even something that is going to happen or that have happened. It might be something also going on in your head. The best way to be miserable is to worry about a lot of things that we don't even know if they are going to happen. So it seems like you're worrying that your life is kind of fine, but there's a lot of worrying going on. Okay, so yes, call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading, 8 of Cups, for my dear Scorpio viewers. So I want my dear Scorpios to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So what's going on for Scorpio? Nine of Swords, Eight of Cups. It's something that you're tired of. You might have stolen all your energy, and you just don't want to go back into that state or in that situation with these people. It's some kind of resistance there, and everything you resist persists. So I will just tune in for a few seconds. Okay, so my dear Scorpios, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is the past. So in the past, we see the Star card. It's connected to Aquarius. It's also connected to your divine helpers and guides. It's connected to a more highly vibrating part of you, a part of you that is just looking through the looking glass and into earth. Rest of you is on the outside of the looking glass. It's just your perception of being here. You're kind of not really here. It's the illusion of life, play of life, Leela, Maya. So this is what is real. It's your consciousness, like your availability to wake up in the morning and have a conscious, like being able to have, being conscious, aware, awake. So everything you can be aware of. The only thing that's really true for us here on earth or in your body is the only truth is that you have an awareness. You don't know if anything else is real. Okay, the only thing you know is that you're awake. And this is kind of this energy of being awake, of being aware. So that was the philosophical lesson for today. No, it won't end. Okay, here we have also the Queen of Pentacles. So as I said, it's connected to earth signs, but it's also connected to the earth mother and the earth itself. So we have the star, and now we have Gaia here as well, and she is the root of life here in this game of life. Okay, she is the one that sustains us, and that is something we can be aware of, that everything that we live off come from nature. So I'm also thinking that it's about giving and receiving. So if you take from nature, you want to give back. It's like in the olden days when you left a small sacrifice. If you were out taking berries from the forest or whatever, you left some kind of sacrifice. But also that sacrifice was from earth. So what can you do? What can you give to someone that already have it all? So this is a very rich entity. It's like spreading the seeds all over. Don't really care where they are ending up. It's just spreading your abundance. Okay, and here we have Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is some kind of holding back. It's we can see this person has tied their foot and their hand free willingly and listening to the divine. So it's like you're holding your horses. I'm thinking that you're dreading something. Yes, we saw that before. We saw the Nine of Wands is Sagittarius. Here you have Sagittarius, the card for Sagittarius. And then you have Capricorn there, the devil. So it's some kind of pattern that you don't want to be drawn into again. It's something that you are kind of done with, but isn't done with you. So it's something that you want to move on from, but you're not, you don't know if you're going to be able to. So you're just kind of stalling or procrastinating while you're trying to make a decision or trying to find an alternative solution. With the Two of Wands here, holding your horses a little bit. Okay, so in the past here, Scorpio, we have the Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is your heart. Your heart has beautiful antennas out to the divine. So this is how you can communicate with the parts of you that's not really here, or that you're not aware of that they are here. So through your emotions you can feel your own emotion also in the fifth dimension, or you can connect with your spirit guides and so on. So it seems that it's rather beautiful, but to have the emotions on earth can also be a little bit painful, and we can do different things to avoid feeling our pains. The Page of Cups can sometimes be a little bit immature or dramatic or escapist and things like this. So next card is the Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is probably when you have a feeling from your inner child, your heart, your intuition, and you meditate on it. You don't act upon your feelings. You just listen to them, digesting them, staying with them. So it's a very beautiful spiritual practice to, when you have your feelings, you don't have to act over dramatic on them. You can feel them and stay with them and see there's always a deeper meaning beyond the action. Okay, the action can be good also. Sometimes we need to act, and sometimes our body takes over the action that needs to be done, and it's also very spiritual. So there's never a clear rule for how to deal with your emotions. Sometimes you need to act upon them, sometimes you need to meditate on them. Only by getting to know them, you will know what's the best thing to do in every situation. And here you're kind of meditating on them and trying to figure out what's the best move. And here is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is when you're dragged along, either you want it or not. Many years ago, when I was still very domesticated, it happened things with me where I felt like a devil was on my shoulder and just starting to rule like people around me that was trying to bully me. And it was very interesting because I felt very enhanced, like full of energy after I have done this. And I started to realize that all the things that when I held back what I really wanted to say was really me holding back my own divinity. So the devil on my shoulder was actually kind of the divine taking over the steering wheel. And so I got really good help there from a higher part of myself that helped me see something that I wouldn't have seen in other case, because I was so fearful of doing the wrong thing, saying the wrong thing. So I didn't do or say much at all that could stir up anything. So I wouldn't have known this if it wasn't for my kind of my animal self taking over my body and saying the things I needed to say and doing the things I needed to do. And it felt good. So I learned to go more and more with this. And here it seems like something similar is also happening with you here. And it's in the past, so it's Mars probably. Yes, we have the star card there. Aquarius might be also February. It might be a longer period of time as well. And here we have the Five of Swords. So this is when the divine steps in and do the war for you, maybe speaking through you, but you are the thing just happened. You just did it. You just said it. It wasn't something you tried to premeditate on it. You tried to hold your horses and be a little bit cool and kind of endure also your own emotions. You might have tried to be like the bigger person in a situation and not be so childish. You didn't want to tell a person like how you feel, for example. You tried to keep a low profile and just digest on this. But this was some kind of magic moment with the Wheel of Fortune where you were overthrown from the throne of your own conscious awareness, and something else took over, and you said one thing or two. Here with the Five of Swords, it's kind of battles and wars, and with the Four of Swords, battles and wars was what you wanted to avoid, but the divine wanted you to step into this being a soldier. Okay. And here we see also the Seven of Wands. So you got this feeling that I also got, that I felt very strong and illuminated, and finally I walked out from a situation and didn't think, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that, I should have done this, I should have done that. I had already done it all, because something else took over, and something else was my higher self, is what I have felt. So I'm thinking this has happened to you too, and it felt great. Okay, it felt great to finally to stand up for yourself, or start to say what it was that you have held back in fear of conflicts. So, and we have this blackbird. I have learned today that it's also actually called blackbird in English. It was what my dictionary said anyway. So the blackbird is kind of a known potential, something unknown, a potential that's unknown, but it has a great capacity, like it lies a dormant capacity in this. And we saw the devil, so I'm thinking it's coming from the shadows of you. Something wants to take you over, something that's great. It's probably like a talent that you have, maybe to bitch back, or to take control over a situation, take leadership in a situation. Maybe it's an acute situation where people needs to be saved, and you just go in and save the day. So it's some unknown potential that lies dormant within you, and that can be it can be drawn out by the divine or your higher self. But if you like it, you can start using it more and more, letting yourself go off a little bit, not on a rampage, but maybe sometimes on a rampage too. What I remember, I was on a real rampage, but after that things kind of fell into place, and a lot of things that I have had mirrored on the outside, people complaining, not being helpful, was kind of dissolving more and more. So it was a good thing for both that person that this rampage fell on, but also on me. We also got a much better relationship after that. Okay. So, and here is in the now, and we have the Six of Wands. So this is much what I saw also with Leo. I think Virgo had something similar. It might have been any sign that I have done up till now, because I've seen this many times. I feel it. So the Six of Wands is it's like being a leader. It's taking leadership, being a good example for others, win-win situations, not like this is Jupiter in Leo, so Leo is very strong, but usually Leo wants to hold back a little bit because they don't want to be seen as self-righteous. But here is Jupiter is in Leo, so making the Leo qualities much greater. And it was a little bit what's happened in the last eclipse season that we had this summer, not this that we had here in this early 2018, but the one that we had in kind of August, where the Lion Gates were opening. One of the lunar eclipses now in January was also in Leo. So it's some gateway that has been opening for your true emotions to come through and actually lead other people. So you need to start to trust yourself more and more, because you're bringing in something totally new, I think. Something, it might be like a new order of things, like a new way of doing things at work, a new way of doing things in your family, a new way of doing things in whatever creative business or the relationship that you are doing, finding yourself in. Here we have a Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords is it's rather, I feel very complicated feelings here, so I try to interpret this. It's like I will try to interpret this. I'll try to endure something before, but I won't be able to endure it in the future. It will not work. Okay, so if you're trying to do something, you're trying to endure something that you have been able to endure before. Maybe enduring a headache and still going to work. Enduring like bickering people and still keeping like a level head. Enduring going to work at all, like it's a work that you don't like, or a preoccupation that you don't like, or a relationship that you don't like. I think it's going to be like it's a wall. You can't, you just can't do it anymore. The headache will be severe, too severe, or your resistance will be too severe. So you won't be able to force yourself doing something that you have been able to force yourself to do before. So it can feel like very bad news, because you want to be, you want to cooperate here in this situation, is what I'm seeing. You want to follow the rules. You don't want to have war. You don't want to have resistance. You don't want to have people being mad at you and things like this. So you try very hard. You're trying to do this anyway, but it won't work. So I'm saying to you, it won't work. And it's connected to the 10. The Wheel of Fortune is also always like the divine is doing things that you can't really control. So the only thing you can do is put yourself in the center here and go on while this wheel is rolling downhill like this, okay, in great speed, smashing things in its way, and it's nothing you can do about it. You are not in control. So 10, 10. So you're not going to be in control in this either. And it's going to feel difficult, because it's going to put you in some difficult situation that you didn't want to be in. And in the same time, you can't do anything about it, because you can't force yourself anymore, or you can't, your body is not just going to put up with it. It's going to break down in small pieces if you try to do this, whatever it is that you feel like you should do. It's the right thing to do, but your soul knows that it isn't, okay? So that's what I'm feeling there. And here you have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands also came for Leo in this position, but here we had Ace of Wands, and here it was Justice, and Justice is 11, and now you have number 10. So Page of Wands is listening to the divine. So you need to start listening. We see here you're holding your horses, also listening to the divine. So take hold here, because something is going to change. Something is going to shift. You're not going to be able to do things as you have done them before. And you might feel like it's something wrong with you, and like you can't be a normal. Why on earth can't I be normal and do whatever other people is doing and seem to cope very well? But it's something else. It's coming something else. It's something, it's like talking through the grapevine. Oh. And here you have the Strength, which is the card for Leo. So some of you might be involved with a Leo, or working together with a Leo, or having the adversary being a Leo. So kind of showing you what's like in the agenda. So the noise that came and startled my dog, it's actually ice melting from my roof. So he thinks that this might be some kind of visitor coming. So it might be some kind of ice melting here, and you're hearing like rumors of ice melting, and you don't want ice to melt, because you were coping just fine when this thing was frozen, when you were able to cope with it, when you were able to deal with it, forcing yourself to do something honorably. You know, you need to go to work to get paid. You need to go to school to even be able to get a work. You need to be able to behave inside your family, so you will have a family. You need to take care of your house so it doesn't burn down. So it's a lot of things that we need to do, it's like some of these things you're just enduring. You're enduring trying to keep the house in order. You're enduring going to work. You're enduring school. You're enduring your family relationships. And it's like you're not going to be able to endure it anymore. This, the devil on your shoulder, it's actually your strength. It's coming. And it has been, you have tried to be like a sheep in a sheep flock of sheep, and you have tried to go in the same direction that everyone else goes, but now it's like your body is failing you. It's not going to want to do the things that you have done before, because you're called to change direction and do something else. So a stronger, like a predator part of you will take over, and the predator part of you, it's not an evil part. It's much more it's like a strong part, something that have the capacity to both like steal stuff, take stuff, eat stuff. You know what predators do, but also have the strength to not do it. So it's a little bit complicated, but I hope you are understanding, because I'm not really getting it. I'm just trying to interpret your cards here. And here we have the Hangman, so it's not getting any better. The Hangman, 10 of Swords. Okay, so you're called to do something, and it's going to be a total evolution. Okay, you are going to do something new that's might change the world. It's like becoming a politician and working for like payment for every citizens, even if they are not working, or something like really major changing. So really changing your life, really changing also maybe the world arena. I can't come with a really better example, but it might be changing of the work system, changing of the social care system, health system, elderly care system, whatever. It doesn't, and it can be just a family system, something within you, and within your family or within you. And it's it comes here 7 and 6 of Wands, and it's going into this, the Hangman. So it's a birth of a hero. So what can I say? Coming to mind this song, A Working Class Hero is Something to Be. It's John Lennon, yes. And he was killed for probably for being too radical. So that's your threat. Always people that's doing like this, what I'm seeing here, they have this, they're coming with this new, but it's not always they are able to experience this new world. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't able to experience this new world that he was creating. John Lennon wasn't able to create this, to experience this new world that he was creating. It was the same with Kennedy and with Bob Marley, Mahatma Gandhi. We can go on. It's a lot of guys, I know, but girls' era will come. Okay, we are stepping into that right now. So, and this is what we are seeing here, of course, that the girls' era will come. Maybe you won't be so preoccupied with working and taking care of the house, so you will be freed for something like something where you need to take leadership. If you're not wasting your time on doing things that is no longer for you. We see the green here, so I'm thinking it's love that you're going to share. It's some beautiful thing, but it's not going, it's, you know that it's not going to be welcomed. You know that it's going to be resistance. Oh, easy task for you, Scorpio. So next card here is 9 of Wands. So I think you better buckle up for war here, Scorpio, because it's going to be like a bumpy ride ahead, and you are going to have to stand up for what your inner core is saying, and because it's in connection with the divine. So you are going to have to fight for your right to do whatever you do. It's like a freedom thing also, to not have to do certain things that has been an joke for our previous generations. So I'm thinking you're not just freeing yourself, you're here, you're overly sensitive probably, so you can't deal with something that previous generation have been able to endure, but they just endure it. It didn't make them happy, they endured it. And now you are made so sensitive by the divine, so you won't be able to endure it. So it's nothing wrong with you. It's just like your setting is done like this, so you would be able to be the sensitive one that recognize that something is wrong, like the canary in the coal mine. So being this canary, as I said, hasn't always ended well for the canary bird. And we have, I counted all these canary bird for you, like the one that knows before everyone else knows and comes with the news. Okay, there's no more oxygen. That's a problem. So, okay, but you know, we are here. I'm not saying that this is a threat to your health. It might be, but it's not going to be like a real threat. It's going to be like it's like being the only empath in a family. So you are the one that feels all the feelings that the other people suppress. So it comes through you. And they are thinking, oh God, you are so dramatic. Always these tears, always this anger, always this like loud noises or happiness being burst out. What's wrong with you? But it's nothing wrong with you. You're just antenna showing what the other people in the coal mine or in your family is trying to suppress. They are not noticing it. You are, because you are much more sharper antenna. Okay. And here we have the Queen of Cups. So again with the very feminine female queens. So it's something with earth. It's something with the feminine that's coming, stepping in. We have had like a patriarchal order in the world, and it's very square. Patriarchy is square. Feminine is very round shapes. So we can see this in mathematics. It's different way to calculate. Like you can calculate. See here. Okay. No, it's too complicated. You have to watch the video I have in my playlist. View This. The playlist's name is View This, and it's sacred geometry. Okay, and it's a cartoon, and they are talking very fast like this. So it so you have to, but they are trying to put in a lot of information in your head in a very short amount of time. And I think you need this information. You need to understand what's going on here, because you are going to shift from a square mentality to a round shape mentality. So it's like, I was talking about this with having like all citizens in the country have a salary. It was the first thing on my mind. It just came. So that would free a lot of people that didn't want to have like you know, a beautiful car or a grand house. It will free a lot of people that could live on this little payment to kind of take care of their elderlies, or paint, like be artists on the street, or start to, you know, carve their own wooden furniture, even if no one wants to buy them. So it would create another kind of society, a society that would be much more feminine, okay, and caretaking. So everyone is allowed to be kind of themselves. So it's something like this. I'm not saying that it's this. I'm just saying that it's something. All these persons, the canaries in the coal mine that I lined up, they all had different agendas in different areas of society, but they all helped evolve our society into something new, something better. And this is what you are supposed to do now too. Maybe together with a Leo or an earth sign person, but the earth might be showing just that this is evolution. I think it's a song. I'm not sure. No, there's a revolution. Evolution, revolution. There's a revolution, something like this. It's a song. And I'm thinking it's a feminine kind of revolution. Also in the masculine. It's also a lot of masculine people being tired. They don't want to be like the sole provider for like yada, yada, yada anymore. They want to have their freedom too. Okay, so next card for you is the Six of Swords. So this is not an easy assignment this time. It was easy before. Finding your own emotion, that wasn't too hard. You just had to, you know, dive deep down to the sharks and the crocodiles in your subconscious and meet all the frequencies and vibration there. That was painful, but it wasn't dangerous in any way, because frequencies and vibration can't hurt you. They can heal you though. if you are tuning into them, tuning into your pain and staying with it, it will heal you. So the first part of this journey was easy. But now it's coming something else. Six of Swords here. It's you being this canary bird. You know something that other people don't know. And to tell them, well, we have good example of people trying to tell other people about something new. It didn't end that well for Jesus either, as I recall. And we had a lot of witch burning during the 15 and 16 and 1700s. No one that comes with something that's like, if you come with something that's free and for everyone. I'm thinking Tesla here also. If you know Tesla, he had an invention for how to put he could put light bulbs straight into the ground and make them shine up like beautiful light bulbs. So this would be like he was imagining lightening up the darkest of Africa, so people could have light when they were needing light for medical care or for carrying home water or whatever. Also being able to install electrical pumps that wouldn't draw any electricity. But there was a person having a kind of monopoly on the copper and all electricity were wired by copper. It still is. So he didn't like he was actually paying Tesla for doing his work, but he didn't like what he came up with. So he burned the Tesla, his place of work, and he drove him out on the streets. So it didn't end up well for Tesla either. But if he would have been listened to, we would have had free electricity for everyone and not a big patriarchy living on the backs of others, and also strip mining the Divine Mother for copper. Okay. So this time, I think what you're doing is not going to be easy. You're going to have to tell your family, for example, that you are not putting it up with the old order. Or you're going to have to, you can't go to work anymore because you hate it. Okay, it's not, I saw someone said, it's not Monday you hate, it's capitalism. And capitalism can be very good. Like if you have made those furniture and you get paid for it, you can buy something else you need, like strawberries or potatoes or whatever it is. So it's not capitalism per se that's evil. It's how we are enslaved by it, and by certain people also taking power through capitalism and ruling through money and having monopoly on certain resources. Okay, and here we have the Seven of Cups. So this was what you tried to avoid all along. You just wanted to be part of the group. You just wanted to be loved. You didn't want to come here and be all different and feel like you were like pest or cholera on the other parts, groups in society that don't like this, what you're coming with. But I'm sorry, this seems to be what the divine has in store for you. Go to war and feel like crap. So what can you do? It's like it's not just about you this time. It's not just about your well-being and what's good for you. It's what the human being needs to evolve into. So great people have made great sacrifices for you to be where you are today, and it seems like you, Scorpio, are called to make great sacrifices for where we all are supposed to be tomorrow. So it might be like rising up to authority, school system, work system, money system, healthcare system, whatever kind of system that's not sustaining the people, but maybe the ones on top of the people. And you just wanted to be, I feel this with this card, it's such a disappointment. You just wanted to be part of the group. You didn't want to be the chosen one, carry the torch, feeling like you're doing something wrong. You wanted to go with the group, feel like you're doing something right, being celebrated, being like pat on the shoulder, like good work today, so here's your salary. This is what you wanted. But it seems like your spiritual mission is not going to help you with this. So here you have a Knight of Swords. So out my little Scorpio on the battlefields. I'm sorry, but it's like you're called to some kind of war. Knight of Swords, and it's for a greater cause. You're like Joan d'Arc. She was also like the canary bird in the coal mine, and it didn't end well for her either. And you don't want to do this. You just want to keep under the radar, maybe go underneath the ground and keep yourself hidden, and pray for these days to be over. So in your relationships, the one that's valuable for you, or the place of value, like where you work, where you get your money, your house, whatever it is, it wants something. Soulmates, and shop wood. Soulmates. I don't see so much with soulmates here, but I will read this for you. It might be that you need to fight for a soulmate as well. You just wanted to forget about them. You just wanted to forget about them even existing. And now you need to go and on a rampage for them. You need to, might be also this with, maybe you have tried to endure being like a little bit like an outsider with the Seven of Cups, and maybe you now need to fight for your right to belong as well. Might be this, like not giving up on getting a lover, or getting like more friends, or being celebrated, or whatever it is that you want. So harmonious partnership, love, friendship, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you towards them, and sometimes by strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. Consider love in the deepest sense. Love so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationships last. Consider friendship and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude, or break you open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of a soulmate coming to guide you home to the real you. But it feels a little bit like you are this soulmate that needs to guide other people home to the real them. So maybe you are the greater soul for a greater soul group, like you need to lead your soul group. And an important relationship brings you to your knees. This is kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve you well-being, and enter into this dynamic so you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconvenience. The question is not why did he or she do this to me, but rather what is the gift in this? Look into the mirror. You will only be changed for the better. So for some of you, it will be like an outside force coming to change you. But for many of you, you are going to have to be this outside source coming to change life as we know it. Okay? Exciting. So, Wild Kuan-Yin Oracle for my dear Scorpio viewers. Anchor to Fly. 23. Oh, it was the first one coming up. It's a lot of birds here. You dream of taking flight, of living with a heart free to soar. Your whole being unfettered by restraint, unfettered by restraint as you rise up to meet your destiny. You yearn to experience the next exhilarating level of your life, something even more beautiful, wonderful, and uplifting than what has been. And so you shall. I am here to help anchor your growth so that your highest aspiration can be seated in this earthly world transforming your hopes into reality, ensuring practical success for even your most transcendent, spiritual, inspired visions. So that's the keys, also for your most transcendent, spiritually inspired visions. This is what you need to aim towards. The Knight of Swords can be visions like this. It's like coming to you, like on angel radio, and doesn't give up until you have started to manifest it on earth. Trying to escape the world by hovering above it doesn't help us bring our dreams to life. Fantasies where the mind takes flight can become the seed of truly inspired ideas, but to transform those inspiration into reality, we need to be grounded. What this means is putting in the time and effort for taking practical steps towards our goals. That does not include attempting to control the timing of how and when the events in our life unfold. It does include completing tasks to the best of our ability and consciously choosing to let go if we find we are trying to force something to happen, trusting in the loving genius of a greater and benevolent universe that wants our divine fulfillment to manifest. When we do everything within our power to succeed, whilst dropping all attachment, we are grounded and can fly successfully. Without the effort, we waft away from the earth like a lost kite. Without detachment, we cannot rise from the earth. We become weighed down by a distrustful need to control. We need a combination of effort and letting go, with the trust to become anchored enough to truly fly. Your heart is ready for this unconditional trust and the sense of lightness, freedom, and joy that it brings. I'm thinking this penguins, they are also a symbol for the environmental movement, like Greenpeace. I'm trying to think about English. I know another, like WWF, I think it is. Okay, so I don't remember the name right now because my brain is empty. So you're here also to help the earth to do something. And you look, this person has the key, and this has the heart there with the keyhole. So it's beautiful, and it's not going to be particularly easy, and you're going to have to do things that you have avoided doing before. Maybe stand up to some injustice. I don't know. This is what's closest to your heart. Trees being chopped down, pigs being eaten, or whatever it can be. Okay. Can be a lot of things, and it's only you that knows why you are here. Okay, so my dear Scorpio, I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care, and I welcome you back to my mid-month April reading that I will perform in the beginning of April. Okay, bye bye.